Deborah, there's something I need to talk to you about. Is now a good time?
Oh, Lane. What is it? What's on your mind?
Well, actually, I'm pregnant.
Oh, really? Pregnant, huh?
Yes, I haven't been feeling well lately. I missed my period, so I went to the doctor today, and that's when I found out.
I see. You seem calm about it.
Well, I wasn't sure what to expect, but I felt like I needed to tell you, especially since Dan told me I should talk to you. He said it was important, and I agreed.
You're right to tell me. I may not be the most eager to hear about your life, but I understand the importance of family, so go ahead. What else do you want to say?
You don't seem particularly interested in my pregnancy.
Well, Dan did tell me to talk to you, so here I am. To be honest, I don't have much to say. It's not that I don't care, but I'm more focused on other things right now.
Okay, well, I guess that makes sense. Anyway, I just wanted to let you know about it. It wasn't planned, but here we are.
I understand. It's a lot to handle, especially when it's unexpected. But you're an adult, and I'm sure you'll figure things out. I'm more interested in how you're feeling. Are you okay?
I think I'll be okay, but I feel overwhelmed. This news came out of nowhere, and you know how I've been feeling lately. It's been a lot to process.
I can't say I fully understand, but I suppose I can relate by some extent. Life can throw unexpected things our way, but we all just have to deal with it in our own way. But I'm sure this won't be easy.
Yeah, I'm sure it won't be, but I'm doing my best to take it in stride.
Well, Lane, I've been thinking about children a lot lately, too.
Children? What about them?
You know, Amy had her baby not too long ago. I'm sure you've heard about it.
Of course I've heard about it. What does that have to do with me? Are you trying to draw some kind of connection?
Lane, I've been thinking a lot about how I want to treat my grandchildren. You see, I want to be fair and I want to love them equally. All my grandchildren should feel the same amount of love and attention.
I understand that, but I'm not sure how that relates to my pregnancy. Are you implying something?
I'm sure you'll understand once I explain. You see, I want to be able to spoil my first grandchild, Amy's daughter, for a while. She's the first one, and I feel like I should shower her with all my love and care.
That's fine. I understand that you want to enjoy the time with her, but what does that have to do with my pregnancy? Why does that even matter right now?
Lane, if you have another child right away, things will be different. And I don't want that. I don't want to have to split my attention between two children of the same age. I want my first grandchild to feel special. If another child comes along now, it will complicate things.
Why does that have to complicate things? Each child should be loved equally, regardless of age or birth order. Why are you putting these kinds of limits on it?
I've told you how I feel. I know it's not easy to understand, but that's just how it is. If another baby is born too soon, it'll feel like a competition, and I don't want that for any of my grandchildren. It wouldn't be fair.
But that doesn't make sense. You can love two children the same way. It doesn't have to be about competition. Each one can have their place in the family.
You just don't get it. It's not that simple. I know myself well enough to know that if another child is born too soon, I won't be able to help favoring the first one. It's human nature.
Maybe it's human nature for you, but it doesn't have to be. You can control that. You can choose not to favor one child over another.
I'm telling you I can't. It would just happen naturally, whether I want it to or not. You see, when the first child gets all the attention, it's hard not to spoil them. And if a second child arrives too soon, I'm afraid they'll be left out. It's just how things work out.
I don't know if I believe that. You're making it sound like it's inevitable that one child will be treated better than the other, but I don't think that has to be the case.
You really are stubborn, aren't you? Fine, let me make it clearer for you. I want to wait until Amy's daughter is older before we have another grandchild. This way there won't be any conflicts or hard feelings between the two.
I'm still not sure I understand why you feel that way. But, okay, I'll listen. If you want to wait, then we can talk about it. But why is it so important for you that I give up on having this baby?
Because if you have a baby now, it will ruin everything. I want to be able to spoil my first grandchild without feeling guilty, and I won't be able to do that if you have another child right away. It's just how it is. I know it's not what you want to hear, but it's the truth.
This isn't just about you, Deborah. You're asking me to give up on something that's already happening. You can't just expect me to throw it all away because of your preferences.
Well, you should. You need to think about the bigger picture here. Your child is still young, and it's not too late to change your mind. I'm asking you to wait, and I think you should.
No, Deborah, I'm not going to give up on my child. This is a life we're talking about. You can't just tell me to forget about it. I won't do that.
You really don't understand, do you? Fine, if you won't listen, then maybe you should just leave Dan. If you're not going to follow my advice, then there's nothing else to talk about.
You want me to leave my husband? Because of this? I can't believe what I'm hearing. This isn't just about me. This is about a life that I'm carrying. And you want me to give that up for your convenience?
Yes, because you're being unreasonable. You're putting your own feelings above the good of the family. If you cared about the family, you would listen to me.
Well, I care about my family too. But I won't let anyone tell me what to do with my life, especially not when it comes to my child. This is my decision, and I won't be swayed by anyone, not even you.
Then go ahead and make your choice. But don't expect me to support you when you choose a path that hurts the family.
Fine. If that's how it is, then I'll talk to Dan. Goodbye, Deborah.
Lane, it's been a long time, hasn't it? Has it really been 5 years? Oh, time has passed so quickly. But now I need to speak with you about something important.
Who is this?
Huh? Oh, that's a rather rude way to start a conversation, don't you think?
After 5 years of silence and no contact from you, suddenly you call me out of the blue to say you have something to talk about? At first, I honestly didn't even recognize your voice. So, what is it that you want now?
Well, let's start with the basics. You've had your child, right? Was it a boy or girl?
Why are you asking about this now? Isn't this the very child that caused our divorce in the first place?
Yes, I admit that I said some things that were harsh back then, but despite the circumstances, that child is still Dan's flesh and blood. Nothing changes that fact, no matter what.
Well, it's not as simple as you're making it sound. It's a boy, by the way.
Oh, a boy, huh? I'm sure he's adorable. Probably takes after Shinji, right? He must be a real cutie.
Why are you bringing this up now?
The reason I'm bringing it up is that Dan remarried 3 years ago. The woman he married comes from a good family, very well off, and I'm sure you would agree that she's more suited to him than you ever were.
Is that so?
Yes, and the thing is, she's been unable to have children of her own. She's infertile, and no matter how hard they tried, they couldn't have a baby.
I see.
So here's the thing. She's interested in adopting your son, all right? She wants him to come live with them, and of course we'd be willing to compensate you for it.
No, absolutely not.
What? You're really not even going to consider it?
There's nothing to consider. Why on earth would I let you take my son?
But Lane, your son is still Dan's biological child. He belongs in a proper home, a stable home. Instead of raising him alone, don't you think it's better that he grows up in a family that can provide for him properly?
My son's happiness is the most important thing to me, and I know what's best for him. That means he stays with me, no matter what you think.
Lane, I really don't understand why you can't see this. Why can't you see that this is for his own good?
Because I know you, and I know what you've done before. I can't trust you to raise my son, especially after everything that happened with my pregnancy. You're not the kind of people I want my son to be with.
You know, I've always thought that people could love a child just as much after they were born, no matter what happened before. I love Shinji, and I'd love your son just as much if he were to come live with us. We would give him all the love he needs, just as we did for Amy's kid.
Your reasoning doesn't make sense, and I can't understand why you think it's okay to take my son from me, especially when you already have a grandchild in the picture. Why do you need my son as well? Isn't that just too much?
Well, about that, there's something you should know. Amy's ex-husband took their child and disappeared. It seems men can be pretty unreliable, don't you think?
Oh, that's terrible, but it's really none of my business.
You should be careful, Lane. Don't push me too far. You don't want to see me angry.
What's the matter? I don't want anything to do with you, and I am certainly not going to give you my son. You should know why after everything that's happened between us.
Stop dragging this on and just hand over the child. If you keep arguing, I'll have to take more drastic measures.
Oh, really? And what kind of drastic measures are you talking about? Because let me tell you something. There's one thing I need to set straight here.
What's that?
I'm remarried, and I'm not single anymore. My new husband treats my son as if he were his own flesh and blood. That's another reason why I can't just give my son to you.
So what? Who you've married doesn't concern me one bit.
Well, what if my new husband is Dan's direct superior at work?
What?
Yes, I only found out after we got married, but it turns out he's been dealing with some issues at work. There's a subordinate who's been causing trouble, making excuses about his mother and acting out. It's been a bit of a problem.
No way. Oh, that can't be true.
If things keep going like this, Dan's reputation, which is already bad, might get even worse.
You're trying to use your power to manipulate things, aren't you? That is so underhanded.
Well, I wouldn't call it that. It's more of a psychological issue that needs to be addressed. But unless something drastic happens, things should be fine. I'm sure nothing major will happen as long as Dan doesn't do anything foolish.
You're being so irresponsible. If Dan's reputation suffers because of this, I swear I'll take legal action.
Well, then you better keep a close eye on Dan and make sure he doesn't make any more mistakes. Anyway, I think we're done here. Goodbye, and I hope we never have to speak again.
Fine. I'll just give up, all right? You win. But don't think I'm happy about it.
At first glance, it seemed like my former mother-in-law had reluctantly accepted the situation and stepped back. However, the truth was far from that. She hadn't given up at all. In fact, she went so far as to attempt to kidnap my son. It's almost unbelievable, but she actually tried to take him away from me. I wonder, is this what she was hinting at back then when she was talking about her plans? Is this the kind of thing she had in mind? If so, I have to say it was incredibly reckless, thoughtless even. I can't believe someone would resort to such drastic measures, especially when there are so many other ways to handle things. To think that she went so far as to try and do something like this really makes me question everything about her and her motivations. It's almost as if she had completely lost her sense of reason. The kidnapping attempt didn't succeed, thankfully, but it was a shocking and terrifying experience. My former husband, who had apparently been complicit in this insane plan, was arrested. And now his life is in shambles, not to mention his reputation, which has absolutely been ruined. He was already walking a fine line in his professional life, and this incident had pushed him over the edge. It's not just about his career anymore. This is something much worse. How could he have been so blind, so involved in something so dangerous and damaging to everyone around him, especially his own son? At work, his standing has plummeted. Whatever reputation he might have had has been completely destroyed. He was a man with potential, but now he's just another criminal, just another person with a broken life. To think that everything he worked for could collapse so easily because of a single choice, it's honestly heartbreaking, but also hard to feel sympathy for him after everything he's done. He made this choice, and now he has to face the consequences. But despite all of that, I'm just relieved that my son is okay. That's the only thing that matters. No matter what happened with my ex-husband or his mother, my priority has always been to protect my child. He's safe, and that's all I can focus on now. I've been through so much, but nothing compares to the terror I felt when I realized what they were trying to do. I know I have to keep moving forward for my son's sake. There's no point in dwelling on what's happened, but the fact that it's all over, well, it gives me a sense of relief. For now, we can start over, and I'm thankful for that.
Hey, Lily, do you have a minute? We need to talk about something important.
What's wrong, Matt? Did something happen? I haven't heard from you in days, and this is the first text I'm getting? You're making me nervous. Well, if I'm telling the truth, I've been nervous for a while. You told me when you moved over there that you didn't want me to contact you for anything other than emergencies. And I know you're busy with work, so I've honored that request of yours. But you used to text me a couple of times a day, and now I'm lucky if I get one a week.
Oh, I guess I kinda did go radio silent on you lately, huh? You asked me if something happened, and yeah, you could say that something happened, and that's actually related to what I wanted to talk to you about today.
What happened, Matt? Are you okay? Were you injured? Did something happen at work?
No, don't worry about me, I'm fine. It's not that something bad happened to me.
Oh, well, that's a relief. I wish you would have said that sooner, though. So, if nothing happened to you, then what's up?
Yeah, that's the thing. Nothing bad happened to me, but when I think about it, it's not exactly something that you're gonna want to hear.
What do you mean? You're scaring me, Matt. Please, just tell me what's going on.
Okay, well, here goes. About 2 weeks ago, I met a girl. She lives around here, and we got to talking, and we really hit it off. And here's where things get bad for you. She is way prettier than you. She's a lot more fun than you, too. Really, she's just all around a superior woman to you in every way imaginable.
What? Matt, what are you saying?
I mean, I thought that it would be pretty clear what I'm saying by now. Like, how explicit do I have to be in order for you to get it through your skull? God, you can be so dense. I hate the way you need me to hold your hand to help you understand the simplest things.
Wow, Matt, I'm sorry.
Yup, right on schedule. Anytime anything goes even slightly wrong, what's the first thing you always say? I'm sorry. I don't know, I guess that makes you a lot easier to use, so that's not an entirely bad quality.
Easier to use?
Even though you're older than me, you're so passive. Like, seriously, you're a complete pushover. Ordinary people tend to respect themselves more as they get older, but you? Not so much.
Really? Is that how I seem to you?
I think the fact that you didn't try to defend yourself just now proves my point. Sometimes people say that when the woman is older than the man in a relationship, she becomes more like an older sister than a wife. In your case, though, you're more like a red-haired older stepsister.
This is hard to believe, Matt. So you're not really attracted to me?
Honestly, no, not really. I'm a guy, you know? Guys always prefer younger women. It's in our DNA. Back when we first got together, you looked like you were younger than me, and you were always so submissive, so I didn't think anything of it. But man, you sure pulled a fast one on me, huh? By the time I realized how old you really were, it was all too late.
Pulled a fast one? I don't know why you'd say that. I wasn't trying to deceive you or anything.
It's called a lie by omission, Lily. You had the responsibility to tell me how old you were. If you had only done that, I never would have done anything as stupid as marrying you. But no, you waited until the day we went to my parents' place to tell them we were engaged. And you said it so casually to them too, but I almost crapped myself when I heard. I knew I was finished. I couldn't just break up with you that late in the game. Our parents would have gotten upset and everything. It would have been a total mess. So I figured that since you still looked attractive enough that I could always hold out hope that you'd age well. That's the only reason I went through with marrying you.
I see.
But holy cow, was that a massive mistake? The atmosphere is so heavy when you're around, it's like someone turned up gravity a notch or two. Plus, you aren't aging anywhere near as well as I'd hoped. Being married to you is the worst. And then, just when I was starting to think about my future, my company transferred me over here. Getting out of that house opened my eyes to so much. Then I met Kelsey one day while out on the town, and I thought that this was my sign to finally give up the ghost. And she's pretty into me, too. We hit it off great right off the bat.
Kelsey? Is that the name of your soulmate?
Yep, she's young, beautiful, and everything else I want in a woman. She's the perfect girl for me. If you were wondering why I haven't been messaging you these past few weeks, that's why. I felt like it would be a waste of my time and effort to talk to you when I could be talking to Kelsey. It's not like you're gonna stop aging anytime soon. It's all downhill from here, so I've decided to leave you and be with her.
So you've been cheating on me?
Cheating? Nah, that's not what this is. Cheating would imply that you're the woman I should be loyal to, which is simply not the case. Kelsey's the girl that I truly love. She's got such a bright and cheerful personality. Every single second I've spent with her is pure bliss. She's not a major Debbie Downer like you. I don't know what I was thinking marrying you once I learned how old you were. Marrying a woman older than me was always gonna end in disaster. Anyway, I had my lawyer draw up a set of divorce papers a while back. They're in the bottom drawer of my dresser. I already signed them, so you can go ahead and sign them too, then take them down to the courthouse. Oh, and our apartment is in my name, so I'm keeping it. Pack up your stuff and get out as soon as possible. Let me know once you're gone. I'm gonna get my stuff, terminate the lease, and then move over here permanently.
Is that all?
Huh? What do you mean, is that all?
I'm asking you, is that all you have to say to me?
Excuse me? What's up with that attitude? Are you gonna actually try and stand up to me now after you know our relationship is over? Sorry, Lily, but you're too late. All that's left for you to do is shut your mouth and do exactly as I say, just like always.
No, Matt, I don't think I will. Not this time.
Oh, good God, Lily, you're really gonna do this, huh? All right, whatever. I'll humor you this one last time. Go on, say what's on your mind.
Do you really need to ask me? I'm pretty sure you know exactly what's on my mind.
No, I don't actually. I've never cared about what was on your mind before. Why would I start caring now?
No matter how you feel about me, the fact remains that as of right now, you and I are still husband and wife. You can go ahead and say that you truly love Kelsey, but that doesn't change what you're doing. What you're doing is wrong, Matt. It's dead wrong, and you ought to be ashamed of yourself.
For the love of God, are you gonna give me a lecture? Don't act like you're a victim. If you had made even the bare minimum effort to stay attractive to me, then I wouldn't have had to look elsewhere. Do you get that? Since you couldn't even do that bare minimum effort, then I'm well within my rights to do what I'm doing. So lecture all you want, Lily. I don't feel guilty in the slightest for leaving you for Kelsey.
Hold on, did you think I was talking about me?
What?
Wow, you really don't get it, do you? Put our relationship aside for the moment. I am talking about something else entirely.
What are you talking about?
Let me ask you something. You're living in San Francisco right now, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. I'm pretty sure I told you that myself before I left. So what if I'm in San Francisco?
One more question. What's Kelsey's last name?
You want to know her last name? What's your angle? Why should I tell you?
You said you were going to humor me, so humor me.
Whatever. Her last name is Bronson. Kelsey Bronson. There, I gave you her name. Are you going to tell me where you're going with this?
I thought so. I don't think I ever told you this, but I actually lived in San Francisco for 2 years during high school. My dad got transferred there for work just like you did.
I don't care about your history, so what if you lived here before? Oh, wait a second. You're not going to tell me that you actually know her, are you?
Actually, that's exactly what I'm going to say. She and I were good friends back in the day. We still talk to each other by text and social media.
No way! You've got to be kidding me!
Not too long ago, she texted me saying she was seeing a guy now. That was right around the time you completely stopped talking to me. I know Kelsey pretty well, so I can say for sure that she would never agree to date a married man. So that leaves me with only one possible conclusion. Matt, you are lying to Kelsey. And that is worse in my mind than what you're doing to me.
Here we go. Another lecture. Oh boy, just what I was hoping for.
You say it's a lecture. I say I'm simply calling you out for your deplorable behavior. Kelsey is one of my best friends, Matt. I care about her a lot, so I'm going to tell her about us. And once I do, Kelsey's going to know exactly what a low-down, lying, cheating creep that you are.
Don't you dare! I swear to God if you snitch on me. Listen, Lily, all that needs to happen here is you keep your big fat mouth shut. If you don't tell her anything, she won't ever know that I started seeing her while still married to you.
I know. That's precisely why I'm going to tell her everything. I can't just sit back and allow such an important friend to get tricked into an adulterous relationship. I wouldn't be able to forgive myself. I've taken screenshots of our entire conversation, and I am going to send them to her now.
No! I order you not to do that! If you do that, then she's gonna hate me for sure!
What's that? You think I'll make her hate you? I guess this means you do realize that what you're doing is wrong after all.
Please, for God's sake, Lily, do not send those screenshots to Kelsey! I'm begging you! Look, I might have gone a little overboard with you. I said some slightly unkind things to you, and I apologize for that.
Spare me your apologies. What good would apologizing to me do? She's the one that you're lying to. And more importantly, you're too late. I already sent her all the screenshots.
Come on, Lily! Why would you do that to me?
You want to know why? Because if I didn't, then you would get away with it. Kelsey would never know that you were lying to her, and the two of you would go on to live happily ever after. Actually, I take that back. It would just mean a lifetime of suffering for both of you if that happened.
What? What do you mean?
Kelsey's older than me, Matt.
No. She is?
Yep, she was a grade ahead of me in high school.
I don't believe it. That can't be true.
You said it yourself. Marrying an older woman would end in disaster. So while Kelsey deserves to know that you were lying to her, you also deserve to know that she's actually older than me. I'd hate for you to end up marrying yet another older woman. I know how much you hate us.
This is unreal. You mean I got tricked by another old hag? That's two now! How could I let this happen?
There you go again, claiming we somehow tricked you. Why do you keep saying that? If we told you we were younger than we actually were, then you might have had a case. But you just assumed incorrectly how old we are. All Kelsey did was skillfully use her feminine charms to attract you, and it worked, right? Honestly, I'm not trying to justify what you did or anything, but Kelsey is a lot prettier than I am. She's also a real sweetheart, too. I'll bet she has a lot of guys interested in her.
Yeah, well, she's got one less guy interested in her now. You think I'm gonna keep going after her now that I know she's older than me? Think again. So, did you really already send her all those screenshots? Has she seen them? Did she write back to you or something?
She just texted me, actually. Here, I'll copy and paste her message for you. Oh my God! I really have to be more careful with the guys I get interested in. Seriously, though, that guy was your husband? That's absolutely insane! I mean, I knew that you had changed your name after you got married, and Matt had your same last name. But it's a pretty common name, and since there's a lot of distance between us now, I just figured it was a mere coincidence. The craziest thing, though, is the fact that he's younger than me. Like, I was under the impression that he was at least my age. Frankly, his sense of humor and fashion reminded me of my dad's.
What? I do not have an old man's sense of humor. She's out of her mind. I don't look older than her, and I definitely don't act older than her.
Isn't that funny? Looks like the both of you had the wrong idea about each other's ages. Oh, hold on, she just sent one last message. It's about you. I'll send it over, give me a sec.
What did she say?
You don't need to worry about me, girlfriend. I'm used to getting lied to by loser creeps like him. But you need to kick that guy to the curb, Lily. Take him to the cleaners. Divorce him and take everything that you can on your way out. Oh, and if he cries at the divorce hearing, could you take a picture and send it to me? That would make me feel a lot better. In the meantime, I've got some pictures that I can send you that would sway the judge in your favor. Well, that's good news for you, Matt. You wanted to divorce me, and boy, are you gonna get one. The only downside is that you might have to downgrade to a slightly cheaper apartment, because the amount of alimony I'm gonna get from you will make it look like Jeff Bezos got off easy.
Come on! You can't be serious! What happened to the way you were talking before? You were all like, what you did to Kelsey was worse than what you did to me! But now you're telling me that you're still gonna try and suck me dry in the divorce? How greedy can you get?
Let me stop you right there, Matt. I told you that I was putting our relationship aside for a moment. I didn't say I was putting it aside forever. You have belittled me, mocked me, treated me like trash. You completely ignored me for weeks. And then you only messaged me to tell me that you were leaving me for another woman. Did you think that you were just going to get away with all that? That you weren't going to get any consequences at all? Keep dreaming, Matt. I'm gonna ruin you.
This whole day has been so bizarre. Is this a nightmare or something? Like, I don't think you've ever stood up for yourself to me once in all the time that I've known you. What's gotten into you? Why are you all of a sudden so assertive?
Because you made a fatal mistake when you dragged my dear friend Kelsey into this, lied to her, and tried to make her an unwitting party to an affair. That was enough to make even someone as timid and passive as me get angry. And you are going to pay dearly for making me angry. Say goodbye to your car, Matt. It's going to be mine soon.
Damn it! Getting dunked on by an old woman like you has gotta be the most humiliating experience of my life!
After that, I signed the divorce papers Matt was kind enough to leave for me and took them right to my lawyer. I also gave him the pictures that Kelsey had sent me for evidence of Matt's infidelity. Once all the paperwork got taken care of, I tried to call him to arrange a meeting with our lawyers, but he didn't answer. My first thought was that he was avoiding me because he was afraid of facing me, but it was actually much worse than that. Apparently, his supervisor caught him trying to steal cash from his company's office. I can only assume he was afraid of how much money I was going to take from him in the divorce. Oh, Matt, he just doesn't know when to stop. There were so many points along the way when he could have realized he was about to make a mistake and change course. The first was when he found out how old I was. The second was when he was hitting on Kelsey while still married to me. And the cherry on top was when he was about to resort to stealing in order to keep himself financially stable. He could have kept his consequences to just being temporarily broke. Now he's going to be permanently broke and probably in jail. But since he and I are already divorced, that's no concern of mine anymore.
Hey, Olivia. Long time no speak. How are you?
Oh, sorry, who is this?
What? It's Alana.
Alana? From high school?
Duh. Do you know anyone else by the name other than this high school Madonna?
Oh, well, okay, wow, hi. I'm so surprised to hear from you, Alana. Long time no speak. What's up?
Oh my God, awkward. Sounded like you had a hard time remembering who I was there. I thought we were friends.
Sorry, I just didn't expect to hear from you. But it's great to connect again. Has something come up?
Well, I was just wondering if you were in town for the big reunion tonight. Are you back?
Yes, I am attending. Didn't want to miss a chance to see everyone.
Oh, good. I wasn't sure if you were going to make it. I heard that you live in the city nowadays.
That's right, I live in LA. I just got back in last night. I haven't been home in a while, so I wanted to see my folks anyway, and I figured it'd be a good opportunity for me to catch up with my family and friends, so I decided to join the party. I was just about to start getting ready.
Yeah, me too. I'm so excited. I mean, I didn't know the school was able to throw such a big party for alumni. Half the entire grade is coming, apparently.
I know, it's going to be a lot of fun.
So, I guess I will see you at the reception then.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, well, the after party's at the Italian restaurant down the street from the school. You know, the one owned by Penny's dad. It starts as soon as the event's over, so make sure you move quickly.
The after party? Sorry, I wasn't aware of any after party.
Well, now you are, silly. I have an important role for you, so don't be late.
Wait a second, what role? I'm sorry, but I don't think I can make it to this party. I've kind of made plans with some close friends.
Let me guess, Jane, right? I mean, who else would you make plans with?
Well, yeah, I guess. We have kept close since high school, if that's what you mean.
You two were practically glued together. You had no one else to hang out with. I guess nothing has changed over the years. The same old geeks.
Excuse me? That's quite mean for you to say.
Chill out, girl. You know I'm just playing with you. Anyway, Jane already knows about the party. I told her earlier and she gave me the same response. You guys must be twins or something, seriously. But now that you are both invited, there's no reason not to come. So I'll see you there, okay? Wait, Alana, sorry, I don't think we want to change our plans. Why not? It'll be fun. I'm sure it will be, but we have other commitments. I'm sorry. Oh, stop it now. You don't have to pretend you have something important. Just listen to me and everything is going to be fine, okay? Alana, I don't know why you're saying that. I'm not pretending. We actually have to be somewhere after the reunion. Besides, you don't get to decide what is important for us and what isn't. Thank you for the invitation, but I must decline. If Jane gave you the same response, I'm sure she said the same. Oh, give me a break, smartass. You're annoying me now. Just do as I say. What else would you want more than to be invited to a party by the prettiest, most popular girl in town? I'm annoying you? Well, I'm not going to change my answer. You can't make me come. And by the way, there are a lot of things I'd prefer more than an invitation from you, trust me. Again, sorry, but I'm not changing plans for you. Lady, enough. I demand you come. Who said I'm giving you a choice anyway? There will be consequences if you do not show up. Understand? Oh, and by the way, the fee for the after party is $50 per person. Alana, like I said, I'm not going. Please don't expect me to be there, especially not after what you've just said to me. I don't appreciate you being persuasive and rude. Hey, Jane, did Alana message you earlier? Hey, Olivia. Yeah, she did. I'm guessing you heard from her too. Yeah, just now. What the hell is up with her? She asked that we go to the after party, right? Exactly. I didn't even know there was going to be one. Me neither. And I told her repeatedly that we had other plans, so we can't go. But she was being so persistent. I don't think she was listening to anything I was saying. Yeah, same deal on my end. I told her the same, but she wouldn't listen. This is so weird. Why were we even invited after all these years? Have you been in contact with her recently? Not at all. I don't think we've spoken since graduation, or whenever it was that she last bullied us. Me neither. I mean, if things haven't changed since high school, then I'm sure she still has her group of followers. Why would she need us to show up? That's what I don't get either. She almost sounded desperate. I know, she was practically ordering me. She was being so rude, saying that our plan was less important and all. She said something similar to me too. It was ridiculous, so I just stopped messaging back. You're smart. I shouldn't have let her get to me like that. I just didn't see any point in talking to her, that's all. There must be something going on with her, and I really don't want to get involved. If she still hangs out with her bubbly friends, I'm sure they can have a good time without us. Especially since they always looked down on us anyway. Exactly. But what do you think it is? Why would she demand us to show up at her party? And why out of the blue? I bet she just wants to make a fool out of us like she always did back in the day. She just wants to feel that she's still at the top of the student hierarchy. How sad. True that. So just to be clear, we're not taking the invitation, correct? Of course not. We agreed that tonight's plan is top priority. It could be a serious game changer for us. We would be idiots to let anyone ruin it, especially someone like Alana. Okay, good. We're on the same page. I'll see you later at the reception then. Yes, and hopefully we can avoid being seen much by her since there's going to be a bunch of people attending. We'll need to watch each other's back, and afterward we'll move as planned. For sure. See you in a bit. Olivia, where the hell are you? I don't see Jane here either. I'm assuming you two are together. I hope you two aren't planning on showing up late to get everyone's attention. Don't even worry about trying, because you will never be able to pull something off like that at my party. It's not possible to steal the attention when I am there. In fact, no one would ever be interested in nerds like you, even if it wasn't my party. Oh, and by the way, I've invited Tim and Jordan as well. My plan is to go home with either of them tonight, so don't you dare try to steal them from me. To be clear, you two were invited to make me look good. So hurry up. Do your role and make me stand out. Oh, I can't wait to spend some time with them. I actually planned the after party just so that I can get to know them better. Did you even know that the two of them run their own app business? Can you imagine? The two top geeks in high school, they are filthy rich now. I saw an article about them in a business magazine the other day, and I just could not believe my eyes. And they've done a good job on their looks, too. I mean, I wouldn't mind if they were walking next to me. So I figured I'd give them a chance to be my boyfriend. Anyway, you know the deal now, so get your ass over here before the boys show up. Hey, Olivia! Why the hell did you not come to the after party? I told you that you and Jane had to show up. I can't believe the two of you had the nerve to ignore me. Tim and Jordan didn't show either. What the hell is wrong with you geeks? Ugh, my night is ruined. The only people who did show up were the other unimportant nerds and ass kissers. And they were actually getting touchy with each other at my party. Ugh, so gross. Pick up, Olivia. Who do you think you are to ignore me? I will not allow this. You can't order me to do anything, Alana. And both of us told you clearly that we were not going to make it to your party. I am sorry you couldn't enjoy it, but that's not on us. Wait, actually, I am not really sorry. Because I am sure that even if we did attend your party, you wouldn't have let Jane or I enjoy it. You were going to treat us wrongly, so there's no point in feeling sorry for you. You brought this upon yourself. Shut up. I told you you had to come. I know your plan for the night wasn't that important anyway. I mean, I, of all people, invited you to a party. You should have dropped everything and just did everything I asked you. You are way out of your league to be ignoring a popular girl like me. You don't know that our plan wasn't important. In fact, it was a very special night for us, and there was no way we were going to let you, of all people, ruin it. I beg your pardon. What the hell do you mean? As if I'm not good enough for you? I don't think you understand your position. I, the Madonna of the school, asked you and your stupid friend to come to my party. Why on earth would you not want to come? You just tossed away your once-in-a-lifetime invitation from a popular person? No one will ever invite ugly geeks like you to a fancy party. Oh wow, is that how you think about us? Of course, it's no secret. Ugh, what a waste of my time, though. I got dressed up and all for nothing. I don't understand why Tim and Jordan didn't show up either. I can't believe I'm going home alone tonight. Tim and Jordan didn't show up at your party because they had important business matters. What? How the hell would you know what they were up to tonight? Oh my god, are you making up stories now because you're jealous? You feel left out because your used-to-be nerd friends are now celebrities, aren't you? Well, face it, Olivia. Tim and Jordan are now way up in the hierarchy where I am. You should really get a grip and accept that you will never be good enough to hang out with high-class people like us. I don't care if you consider me a nerd or a geek, but I'm telling you the truth about Tim and Jordan. They really did have to take care of business. I mean, I don't see why you wouldn't believe me. They declined your invitation just as we did when you asked them to join, right? For some reason, you just assumed that we'd all be there. You have a serious issue not listening to what other people say, you know. Wait a second. How the hell would you know that they declined my invitation this morning? You wouldn't know anything about Tim and Jordan. You can't fool me. How sad of you to bluff about boys. I know because they told me. In fact, I am with them right now as we speak. Huh? They're sitting across the table from me this moment. Are you being serious right now? You're saying that the four of you ditched me to hang out with each other? What the hell? Ditched? No, Alana, no one ditched you. We all declined your offer, politely, until you decided to be persuasive. That's when we had to ignore your calls and messages, but it didn't start out that way, and you know it. So you admit it. You ignored me. I'll be honest, you surprised me with your nerves. But I guess you still don't understand your position. Well, I'll show you what happens when you disobey me. Everybody knows who I am here. I am going to tell everyone what a mean bitch you are. I'll tell them that you bullied me with Jane and the boys. Everyone is going to believe me, and no one will ever talk to you again. In fact, you will never be welcome to this county again.
Alana, I am going to be frank with you. You really need to snap out of it because, unfortunately, you are not as important as you think. You might have been popular back in high school, but that was ages ago. We're not students anymore, and your nonsense will not be accepted anywhere in the real world.
Excuse me?
Speaking of the real world, as you know, Tim and Jordan are responsible for the app company you read about in the magazine. Tonight, the two were invited to a dinner meeting with a business partner who happens to be one of the top businessmen in the state.
What? That doesn't make any sense. Why, of all nights, did it have to be tonight? Oh, let me guess. You're going to say coincidence. Liar! Stop pretending like you know what they're up to, Olivia.
I guess you can say that it was partly a coincidence. You see, the boys and this business person usually meet on Skype, but since they were going to be nearby for a few days, they asked to meet in person. Understandably, though, the business partner is an extremely busy person, and the only night he could meet up was tonight. Seeing him in person to talk about business was much more important than you, obviously, so the four of us left the reunion a bit early to make it to dinner with him. And boy, are we glad we did. Because the meeting went great, and now we've just won a huge opportunity. It just ended a little while ago, and now we're chilling over coffee.
Okay, now you sound crazy. As if you were with them during the dinner.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't clear on that part, I guess. Jane and I are also among the founding members of the company.
Huh?
Can you try reading again to understand?
What? No way. You think I would believe that you work with Tim and Jordan?
You don't have to if you don't want to. I can't make you believe in anything. But it's true. You can ask around. It's not that we keep this a secret or anything, so I'm sure someone knows that the four of us work together.
Oh. Well, I never even knew you were that smart.
You were probably never interested in where the nerds ended up after high school, but all of us worked our asses off and went on to Stanford.
Stanford? You and Jane?
Yes, and Tim and Jordan as well. We ended up taking a bunch of classes together, so all four of us remained pretty close. And while we spent more time together, we began to talk about starting an app business.
That can't be true. If you say you are one of the founding members, why weren't you in the magazine with the boys?
Because neither Jane or I are comfortable being exposed to the public. We simply prefer to keep a private life. So Tim and Jordan agreed to take the lead in terms of PR.
What? Are you serious?
Yes, in fact, I think the article mentioned that the company was founded by 4 high school classmates. It wouldn't be that weird if the remaining 2 were Jane and myself, don't you think?
Wow. Well, I didn't know.
A lot of our friends from high school are aware, but hey, I wouldn't expect you to since you were completely uninterested in us.
Well, I guess surprise for me then. I never imagined you'd be so successful. Anyway, so then it's good news that you're close to the boys. You should set them up with me. At this point, whichever is fine, really. I won't be picky. That should save you some hassle, right?
I beg your pardon?
I'm saying I'd give them another chance, silly. It was too bad that they missed out on my party for work tonight. I'm sure they were upset they couldn't spend time with me. But I can be flexible for the next couple of days while they're here. And if you can arrange something for us, then I will officially let you in my group of people. I'll even invite you to my next party.
No thanks.
Huh? Why the hell not? This is your chance to become popular for once. Why would you decline such an offer?
Alana, seriously, you are the only one who is so caught up with popularity and fame and all that superficial stuff. I'm not interested in becoming a member of your group. I don't care if I'm popular or not. And for the record, I will not arrange anything for you. All 4 of us have a partner whom we are in a serious relationship with. So keep away from Tim and Jordan.
No way. All of you are in serious relationships? You and Jane as well? But you're geeks. I can't believe anyone would want to date girls like you.
Believe what you want. What you think or say doesn't affect me at all. Honestly, I just kind of think it's sad how you turned out.
Excuse me?
Anyway, I am done explaining things for you.
But for the last time, none of us will ever be attending your petty parties. In fact, I doubt any of us will ever see you again. Goodbye, Alana. Good luck with life. Wait, Olivia! I am not done talking to you! Hello? Olivia! It's beyond my imagination how someone can be so caught up in the past, but I guess Alana had serious difficulty letting go of the good memories she had as the popular girl in high school. I later found out that even years after graduating, she had been persuading her subordinates to set her up with men of her interest at parties she would throw just for that purpose. She was too busy and blind to realize that she was gradually losing her friends because of her selfishness. By the time she did, she didn't have anyone she considered valuable around to help her hook up with men. So when she found out that the high school was throwing an official reunion party, she was over the moon, thinking she'd be able to use people that had been out of town in order to get back on dating again. I guess she also realized around the same time that Tim and Jordan were now successful and thought of me and Jane to utilize. To our surprise, though, someone told me that since after the reunion, she's become a totally different person. Being turned down by the people who she used to categorize as geeks must have been a shock to her. She completely lost her confidence and stopped taking care of herself. The last I heard, she locks herself up in her room all day, every day, doing nothing but watching TV. It's a real shame what's happened to her because she really is beautiful. If she knew how to use her outgoingness and charm the right way, I'm sure she wouldn't have ended up the way she is today. But honestly, it's unlikely that she'd attend any more of our future reunions, so I'm glad I won't have to worry about her ruining anyone's fun nights anymore.
Molly, what's the meaning of this? What's going on here? Molly, where are you? Answer me! Molly! Pick up your phone, Molly! This instant!
What do you want? And could you stop blowing up my phone with notifications already? It's getting annoying.
There you are! It's about time you answered me! Now would you tell me what's going on with the house? I just got home and the front door was locked!
Oh, that? I can explain that. I moved while you were away on your vacation.
You moved? What do you mean you moved?
Oh, you need me to explain that too? It's very simple, Keith. When someone moves, it means they go and live in a different house. I took all my stuff and started living in a new place, so that means I moved. Is there anything else I can help you with?
Are you mocking me right now?
Why would you think that? You asked me a question, so I answered it. Oh, did you not understand that explanation earlier? Should I draw you a picture or something? Would that help you?
You're out of your goddamn mind, Molly! Either you've gone completely insane or you're just pulling some stupid joke on me! Which is it?
It's neither, actually. I'm not out of my mind or insane or joking. I just used my big girl brain to do some serious thinking, came to the obvious conclusion, and acted on it. Now, would you like me to give you some helpful advice on what you should do next? You see, there are these wonderful, magical devices called keys. You have a bunch of them on a loop called a keychain. So take your keychain, find the key that fits into the front door, and open it.
Knock that off, obnoxious woman! Yes, Molly, I already took my magical key and unlocked the door. You actually went and took all your stuff out of the house? What on earth do you think you're doing, Molly? Why are you acting this way?
You mean you really don't know why?
How am I supposed to know? I just got back into town after being away on business for a week, and all of a sudden my wife has moved out? Explain yourself!
You were away on business, were you?
Yes, I was! I already told you that before I left! And what about Tyler? Where is he?
You don't have to worry about him. He's with me, of course. Didn't you look in his room? All his stuff is gone, too.
This is absolutely unreal, Molly! You dragged our son along on this stupid, immature stunt of yours?
It's all right. I told him exactly what's going on. He's not scared, confused, or anything, so there's no problem.
Of course there's a problem! There are nothing but problems here! And you still haven't explained to me why you're doing this, so let's start there! Well, Molly, why are you doing all this?
I don't know. I still have a hard time believing that you don't already know exactly why this is happening.
Well, believe it or not, I'm completely clueless as to what's running through that thick head of yours. All I know is that my idiot wife has gone and done yet another stupid and selfish thing.
I'm sorry, yet another? Just what do you mean by that?
You're always doing or saying some kind of stupid or selfish thing around the house. You mean to tell me you don't even realize that? God, you're so oblivious. I really can't stand you when you're like this.
When have I said or done something stupid or selfish? I don't know, I'm drawing a blank. Can you give me an example?
You want examples, huh? How much time do you have? I could go on all day. How about just last month? I checked my bank transaction history and found out that you took money out of my account without my permission. And I don't think you ever told me what in God's name you did with that money. So what did you do with it? You go on a little shopping spree? Is that how you paid for your new handbag?
Wrong on all counts, I'm afraid. First of all, that bank account is not your account, it is our shared account. And as for my new handbag, I paid for it entirely out of the money I earned at my part-time job. I got a pretty good deal on it, I must say. Also, most importantly, I did tell you what I was withdrawing that money for. I needed it to pay for Tyler's field trip at school.
Oh, is that what you used it for? Well, if that's really the case, then you should have told me beforehand.
Hello? Earth to Keith. Earth to Keith. Do you read me? I did tell you beforehand. You just either weren't listening or forgot.
Whatever. All right, so maybe you were right about that one. But I still got way more I can talk about. How about that time a few months back when my mom was talking to you about Tyler's education? She was giving you all sorts of valuable advice, but you just completely blew her off and did what you wanted to do. She was trying to be helpful and you were disrespectful to her.
Wait, are you talking about the private tutor thing?
That's exactly what I'm talking about. My mom gave you a whole number of great ideas that would be super beneficial for Tyler's future, but you didn't take any of them. Do you know how much it hurt her to be ignored like that?
Okay, let's get a few things straight. I did not ignore her. She gave her advice and I took it into consideration. However, Tyler is our son and this is his future that we're talking about. It's not your mother's place to be making decisions on ours or Tyler's behalf. And for the record, your mom's suggestions were to hire an expensive private tutor and have Tyler take piano lessons. The problem? Tyler doesn't want to play the piano. He's more into sports. He wanted to join the soccer team, so I allowed him to. That's all. Tyler's old enough to make these sorts of decisions for himself, and we all need to respect that.
Oh, you mean it was Tyler's decision to play soccer? All right, I guess you have a point there, too.
And yet again, I told you that Tyler wanted to join the soccer team months ago. So do you have any other examples of all these stupid and selfish things I say and do? The only examples you've given me so far have been times when you just don't listen to what I told you.
I've got plenty more. About a week before I left on my business trip, I came home early, and what did I find? You were making Tyler do all of your housework while you just laid down on the sofa. How do you explain that, huh?
You're talking about 2 Fridays ago, aren't you? I started feeling kind of sick in the afternoon that day, and after I had finished getting dinner ready, Tyler came up to me and said that he'd take care of cleaning up and that I could go ahead and rest. Isn't he a kind boy? He's always so thoughtful like that.
Wait, Tyler volunteered to do all those chores? Okay, that's fine then.
Now that I think about it, Tyler used my phone to call you and ask you to pick up some medicine on your way home from work. He tried calling you, but you didn't pick up, so he tried calling your office instead.
He called my office?
Yeah, and it was the weirdest thing. When the secretary answered, he asked to speak to you, but she said you had taken the day off. I've been meaning to ask you about that ever since, actually.
Nuh-uh, Molly, not happening. I am not gonna let you change the subject. We're talking about your behavior right now.
Wow, that was a nice dodge. I don't really see a problem with my behavior, though.
You're joking, right? What are you doing right now as we speak? You took our son and moved out of the house while I was gone. I'm still waiting for you to justify that. Well, Molly, got anything to say for yourself? You'd better have a good reason for this.
You really want me to say it? All right, suit yourself. Tell me, Keith, where did you go all last week?
This again? I already told you! My company sent me to New Orleans on business!
That's interesting. When I called your office, they said you had taken the entire week off as paid leave.
What? Okay, that's a straight-up lie! I don't believe you for 1 second! What reason could you possibly have to call my office? You could have just asked me!
Yeah, about that. Coincidentally, my brother was also in New Orleans last week on business. He had finished up his work and was out on the town when he saw something that really surprised him. It was so surprising that he had a hard time believing it was real, so he took a picture of it and sent it to me. He took it from pretty far away, so the quality isn't great, but I could tell right away. It was a picture of you, walking hand in hand with another woman.
What? No, that's impossible!
You look like you were having a pretty good time for someone who was supposed to be hard at work. But I can see that you must not need me and Tyler around anymore. Why would you want to be tied down by your boring wife and son when you could have week-long vacations with your fun, exciting mistress?
Molly, wait, I can explain!
From the way you were smiling in that picture, I'll bet you want to divorce me and go hook up with her as soon as possible. And I'm feeling generous, Keith, so I'll give you exactly what you want. But unfortunately, I am going to have to ask you to pay alimony and child support for Tyler.
Molly, wait, listen to me!
I am all ears, Keith. Do you have anything to say for yourself?
Let's say for a moment that I really was cheating on you.
That's an easy thing to say because you really were cheating on me. Let's drop the facade and have an open discussion like adults, okay?
Would you calm down for a second and let me speak? Think about it, Molly. For starters, okay, I'm sorry that I lied to you and said I was working when I was really just taking a week-long vacation alone. But just because I'm holding hands with another woman does not mean I'm cheating on you.
What else could it mean?
Well, there's all sorts of things it could mean. It could have been an old friend from school, or a sibling, or a cousin. There are a million possibilities. You can't just see a picture of me with a woman and immediately assume I'm cheating.
Keith, you don't have any sisters. And think about it from my position. I already know that my husband was lying about being at work to take a vacation. Really, that alone is more than enough to make me suspicious that you're having an affair. Even before your supposed business trip to New Orleans, I already knew that you were lying about going to work and taking time off. So when I saw that picture of you, it clicked. You must have been meeting up with her on that day, too.
You have an incredibly active imagination, Molly. You should become a creative writer. But you're letting your imagination run away with you. I simply forgot to tell you that I was taking the day off that day, that's all.
Uh-huh. Then why did you say earlier that you finished work early that day?
Oh, that? I don't know. I must have gotten my days mixed up.
Right. I think at this point I should tell you that my brother took one more picture.
He did?
Yep, and this one's gonna be a bit harder to explain. The two of you were making out.
We were?
So let's see if I can make that picture fit in with your excuses just now. You, a married father, lied to me, your wife, and said you were traveling on business. When there, you just so happened to bump into an old female friend, sibling, or cousin, and then you went on to make out with that friend, a long-lost sibling or cousin. Well, which is it? Were you making out with your friend, sister, or cousin?
She isn't a family member for what it's worth.
Obviously, it doesn't really matter whether you and her went on vacation together or if you just happened to meet up while you were there. You're a cheater either way, and I can't allow a cheater like you to have a negative influence on Tyler. And there's your answer, Keith. That's why I moved.
But it's still not okay for you to just up and move without telling me anything. We're a married couple and we have a son. This is something that we should talk about together. I mean, think of the effect this is going to have on Tyler.
I don't want to hear any lectures on marriage and parenting from a cheater. And you don't need to worry about Tyler. I already explained everything that he needs to know. He'll be fine.
You need to be more specific than that. What did you say to Tyler about me? How exactly did you explain the situation?
Yeah, about that. How exactly would you break that sort of news to a boy Tyler's age? I mean, he's in the 6th grade and all. He's old enough to understand some things, but not old enough to understand others. It's not like I can just go to him and say, "Hey, Tyler, your dad's banging another woman."
Okay, then what did you say?
That's just the thing. Back when my brother first sent me the picture of you and that woman making out, Tyler was standing next to me. He looked over and saw it.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, uh-oh is right. But I was surprised by his response. While I sat there panicking, wondering what to say, he just said, "Oh, so Dad is cheating on you."
You mean he had already caught on?
The day I got sick, he tried calling you, but you didn't answer. Then he tried to text you, but you still didn't respond. He thought something was strange. There's no way you would be so indifferent to your wife's condition, right? He assumed that the messages must not have gotten to you, so he decided to check your phone to see if they got sent properly. And that's when he saw some suspicious messages coming from another woman. I've got to hand it to him. He played you like a fiddle. After you got home, he asked you if he could see your phone so he could play the game you downloaded to it for him a while back. So you just handed it right over without thinking twice.
No way! That nosy little punk!
Looks to me like you're all out of excuses, Keith. You did your best to try and find some way to pin our marriage breakdown on me, but you failed miserably. You'll be hearing from my lawyer regarding the details of our divorce soon. Don't ignore his calls like you ignored Tyler's calls. It won't end well for you. The more you try and fight it, the more money I'm going to take from you for alimony and child support.